Hey folks, it's just a quick video showing my method for installing a cultured marble sink onto a bathroom vanity. This one here is a Design House Brookings white bathroom vanity, 24 by 19. Normally what I've seen them do is tell you to use some kind of a construction adhesive all around the edges, set the cultured marble sink down in place, and basically just glue it on there. I didn't like the idea of not being able to remove it at a later date if I wanted to, so I went a little bit different way. I took, there was already some holes in these blocks. I adjusted the location of them a little bit, but I still use that concept of using the holes in the blocks and then putting screws in from underneath in order to fasten the cultured marble sink into place. However, this, by the way, this is also a Design House product. This is their Design House white cultured marble 25 by 19 bathroom vanity sink. And what I decided to do was to add some wood blocking on this thing to make it so that I can install it just by screwing it in. Might have noticed here what I like to do on these is get all the hardware installed first before putting it in. That includes the sink, the tailpiece with the drain, the pop-up and the hoses. I get all that stuff put on, and then you just drop the whole thing assembled down into place. And once it's in, all you have to do then is screw it in from underneath and then attach the faucet supply hoses. I find that that works the best. So here I'll show you. I'll turn this thing over, show you what I did here. Here you can see, here's these wood blocks. These are just some plywood pieces that I cut, put into the corners there. First thing I did is I took the sink and I set it into place on top of the vanity, and then once it was into place, I went down underneath and I took those wood blocks and just kind of like slid them in underneath, just to make sure that I was getting the right thickness and the right location, the size, side to side and front to back for the blocks. Then once I had that, I had marked that too, and once those blocks, I had them like in the right position, took a pen and marked along here, and a couple of marks just so when the sink was off of the vanity, I could locate these things back the same way that they were when they were underneath the sink and setting on top of it. Then I took this stuff. This is Loctite Power Grab. Seems to have worked pretty well. First I put it on the underside and set this in a bed of that stuff. Pressed it on. It allows positioning. They say it's allows positioning for 15 minutes. I found it was actually a little longer than that. I thought it took about a half hour before it was really solid, where it wasn't kind of in danger of moving around a little bit when you pushed on the edge of the wood blocking. But then after letting it set for a pretty good while, hour to a couple hours, I then ran extra beads of this stuff around the edges and then all three sides. And what that did is it really, really locked this block in place really nicely, made it really strong. I left this thing dry for about 48 hours until this stuff really became pretty hard, and then I knew it was set in place very well. By the way, you might have noticed the other thing I did here is I cut another piece of plywood to put some wood blocking here where the faucet is coming through. I wasn't comfortable with the idea of taking this metal hardware and putting it right up against the cultured marble and tightening this thing down. I thought just a little bit of a wood here that had a little bit of give to it would be a little better option and might help to avoid possibly cracking the cultured marble when you tighten this thing down in place. So I used the same product, the Power Grab, and glued this thing down into place, put the faucet up through, and then tightened down these bolts. You can see I drilled holes for all three, the faucet hose connecting parts as well as the pop-up. You just drill those in first, set them right on top so they aligned with the holes that were in the sink, and glued it into place. And then, like I say, once these things are dry, you just take that whole assembly and set it down on top of the sink, go underneath, and you want to drill these holes, and then maybe a little pilot hole in the wood block before you get the thing set, just so you're assured that the thing is going to line up. And then from underneath, you just go underneath and pop your screw in, drill it in, and it cinches this thing down tight. And then you got your bathroom sink in place. It's held down tightly. It's not going to move. But if you ever have to remove it for any reason, it's pretty easy. You just undo the screws at the four corners, and you can lift it right off. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.